to Baaaahnter with the Dirty Dice Boys and our manager, Madison. I'm your host, the Hot Goat, and today we're talking about Paladins. Who are they? What do they eat? And why am I obsessed with them? Ben, what are your thoughts?
I am not a huge fan, but it's whatever. I'm more of a hit things and not take care of people type of person. So.
I mean, Paladins hit pretty hard. I mean, they are arguably the most single hit damage you can do is going to be with a Paladin.
Fair.
It's insane the amount of damage you can put out.
But can they rage? No.
No.
I mean, they can if they take a level in Barbarian.
we could just cheat the system. Well, I don't know that you can stack, like, if you did do a Barbarian Rage, I don't know that you could stack a Smite on top of that. Because Smites are where Paladin's damage come from.
Yeah.
So,
that's one of those tricky things, because if you're raging, you can't cast spells.
Right, well, Smite, so the generic Smite, the Divine Smite that you do, or that you can decide to do and like expend a spell slot, isn't actually a spell, so you can do that one. But for maximum damage with a Paladin, what you need to do is you need to bonus action something like a Searing Smite, then hit, and on hit, expend another spell slot for a Smite. So that would give you your base weapon damage, and then an additional 2d6 plus your charisma modifier. 2d6 plus charisma, and then an additional 2d8 with an additional d8 for every spell slot you go up. So theoretically, so 2d6, 2d8, double your charisma modifier and your weapon damage. You can delete shit in like a single hit, but you have such small spell slots that they're like such a short supply of spell slots. You're spent after that. You get the one time to seem tough, you know.
That's all you need.
You got one load to blow.
Yeah, you definitely don't.
Don't waste your money.
Right. Well, it's really more just so that you can show off like in front of your friends, which is why typically when we get into combat and I'm playing a Paladin, my main goal is to, whatever the biggest thing in the room is, go and be confrontational with that, because
that's fair.
Paladin's main one of the main things that they do, or like what is great about them, is that they're very versatile, but they serve really well in the front of combat. Because one of the fighting style options, I believe, that you can get for Paladins, and you guys can fact check all of this because probably 50% of it's wrong, but one of the fighting style options gives me the ability to impose disadvantage. So like that's straight at level 2. If somebody's standing next to me, as a reaction, I can impose disadvantage on anyone trying to hit them. And then depending on like what you take as far as your oath, you can actually choose to take damage for an individual as long as they're within 5 feet of you. So that's why it's always like when you're a Paladin, you have to consider your positioning in relation to everyone else, as opposed to just like focusing on getting near the next tough guy.
I've never actually played a Paladin, so.
Really?
Party has always had a full Paladin spot. Someone.
Yeah. I mean, I've always, when I play, there's always been at least some kind of either a Paladin or a Cleric, but I've never played one. Well, I've played a Cleric, but that was involuntary.
Same.
But
Clerics are trash. You know what? They may be one of the strongest things in the game, but like when it comes down to it, I'm always gonna pick a Paladin. Fucking, you can at me in the comments. I don't care.
I think it's just my personal thing about religion that I just don't go that way, because.
Well,
but.
I know that's one of the things I like about what?
I was gonna say that's like, I know it's fantasy and it's not real religion or whatever, but it's like.
No, right, but personal comfort is always gonna like play a part. I mean, fantasy mocks reality. But like that's what I like about paladins over clerics, because clerics need a deity; they have to pick a god. Whereas a paladin, their power comes from their oath, regardless of what the oath is. So I mean, there are a lot of like homebrew oaths that you can do. Like Rich got some shit to say. Huh?
Google Home's got some good idea.
Yeah, Google's like, yo, you're trying to have a nerd. Alright, so I'm gonna solve that problem.
This is not getting cut. This is funny.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
But is he just pulling the cord out, or does he have a screwdriver?
Manual recalibration, I like it.
It won't kill it.
You know, you try and politely invite the government into your home.
They,
so that they
they
can
just
hear
make
what's
it
going
hard.
on.
They always make it hard.
And they couldn't just be like, no, we're happy to just record. They want to make sure that I can't get clear audio recordings as well.
I want you to swear your oath to Google.
you could though. So as a paladin, like you
Algorithm
can
of
swear
the
an oath
gods.
to whatever you want. Yeah, you can. Yeah, I swear by the algorithm. I will uphold its fucking high standards. You know.
Did you
Like,
swear?
that's the thing.
You swore an oath to me in one of our other campaigns, didn't you?
Right. And that, like, I did that specifically, one, because it was in character for my character, you know, giant, big old turtle boy, to be indebted to you, or, like, your character. So, like, it would make sense that I would swear an oath of fealty, and I was gonna do, the oath of the crown, which is, you know, basically, swearing your fealty to, you know, a king or a queen or a sovereign nation, in this case, King of the Bards. But we don't pay, or at least I don't pay the money for Roll20 to give me all the juicy bits. I just get, like, the very bone stock. So he's a devotion paladin now, which is, like, the saddest
You can
paladin.
edit it. You literally just pick the stuff and then you open up it from like Google and then just copy and paste the actual wording and change the name.
Yeah.
Well, the issue I was running into is that because I'm multi-classing, Roll20, just like every time I level up, it tries to give me a level in each class. So I end up having to like change a bunch of stuff after the fact anyways. And like I had to rebuild my character sheet like twice just to get it to recognize things the way they were supposed to be. On top of that, I am using a custom character, so the dragon turtle race. So it's already confused enough because it doesn't know like what sort of stuff I'm supposed to get with each level up and stuff, and it's trying to give me turtle stuff and dragonborn stuff. And I was like, I'm not gonna make this character mancer keep jumping through hoops. You know what I mean?
That's what I missed about
Give it
having
one less
paper
hurdle to
character
fight.
sheets.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I like having paper sheets. It's fun. I have terrible handwriting too, so then someone could be like, "Oh, what's your charisma modifier?" And I'll be like, "This squiggle." That's probably a 20. I don't know.
Maybe.
Take it down in your DM note. That's one of my favorite things. It's like just challenging the DM to see if they took notes on a particular thing.
Shit.
Just be like, no, yeah, we definitely said that we were gonna do that. That's what we said.
Hey, it's
Well, you
on
said
both the
gaslighting.
DM and the player to take notes.
Hell yeah.
Right, but like if I can gaslight the DM into giving me a +1 set of armor, like I'm gonna do it. You know?
Sometimes you don't
Like,
even
it'll
have to do
happen.
that. Sometimes you just get a +4 sword because the DM didn't look at the stats of the sword before she put it in the dungeon and said,
I
fuck
was
it.
so mad.
I was
I was
mad!
so mad.
You murked all my monsters! Well, Aaron murked all my monsters.
Yeah, he was deleting things left and right. But like I was angry because I was like, what is more paladin than a fucking flaming sword? You know what I mean? Like that is what you imagine when you think of paladin. You think of like flaming sword and shield or like a big great sword. I'm like, we have a flaming sword. I should get that. And Aaron's like, meh, I picked it. And I'm like, are you even proficient with that? And he's like, meh. I think he was a fighter.
Yeah, he's a fighter.
But I was like, okay, fine.
Don't worry, I hit control to leave on that sword.
You did that to the whole campaign.
I don't know, Jake, if you heard that story yet about how I had my first TPK.
No.
Yeah, so Ben here was a druid, and this was a maze, like a little. It was supposed to be like a one shot. It was an ongoing one shot because the maze was ginormous. But so the group came upon an evil treant, and Ben was the only one. The treant started talking to Ben and Druid, so Ben's character, was talking back to him, and the treant pretty much said, sacrifice your friends to me, and I will give you all the strength and everything you want. And he was like, okay. He turned around and tricked the party into, well, I wouldn't say he really tricked the party. He stalled them long enough for the treant to awaken his other trees, and then Ben got knocked out immediately by, I think, a sleep spell.
Something like that.
And then the trees murked the rest of the party.
Yeah. I'm proud of
He
D&D
convinced
moment.
us to give up all of our weapons.
Yeah.
He said
Yeah, that's-
something like the treant was gonna change all of our stuff to like +1 or like add something to that.
That is amazing.
Yeah, Ben was
Yeah.
pretty much like,
You
put
know-
all your
you
weapons
knew you
at
guys
the
were a
base of
bunch
the
of-
tree.
A bunch of loot whores, so you're like, oh, fuck yeah!
Well, no, outside of the game, we knew exactly what was happening. We knew that he was betraying us, but we had to stay in
Mhm.
character.
Oh, of course.
So what we did was we did a straight. He rolled deception, and then we rolled like perception or something like that.
Like roughly.
And we lost the rolls. We were like, yeah, no.
Well,
I think Aaron, though, he did keep his sword. He put something else down because he didn't roll high
Yeah,
enough, but he didn't roll low enough to
No.
fall for
No,
it.
he metagame. I feel like a little
probably.
bit, because he
But-
was like, because we were like, oh, everything's gonna get a +1, and he's like, oh, I'll put this down. But it did make sense that he already had a plus whatever sword, so
Yeah.
adding onto that was unnecessary.
I think me and Aaron's
But,
character
we
had
all-
talked before.
Yeah.
He was not- Yeah, he didn't trust you at all.
I'm just gonna give myself a
Well, I
pat
mean-
after that.
Arguably, though, in character, like, every time Aaron had seen you, you were just in a corner somewhere when we were in combat.
Yeah, Ben, you-
kinda hanging out.
The first time you actually tried to do something, you were knocked out, and then the rest of your party was killed because of it.
But I became an evil druid.
Yeah, that's true. Now,
Yeah.
whenever we get back to it and I recreate the map, Ben is gonna be pretty much a bad guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
oh
That
no.
will be fun.
I'm going for
That will
blood
be
too.
fun.
No punches will be pulled.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Good, good.
I'm excited about the character I'm making for that campaign when we get back to it.
Eventually.
What oath do you play as a paladin? Because I've been looking at them for like 2 minutes, and they are,
Me, personally,
yeah,
they're pretty wild. So,
yeah.
the two oaths I use the most is the Oath of the Crown, because that is the most versatile paladin oath. You get some pretty good known spells, and as
Yeah.
a part of your you essentially get like mass healing words.
Spirit
that you
Guardian?
can just use as a channel divinity. Yeah, you get some very some quality spells, but you also get a lot of crowd control. So like with the Oath of the Crown, I can channel divinity to issue a champions challenge, and that allows me to pull basically everything within a 30-foot radius of me has to make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed wisdom saving throw, they're free to go. Or when they fail, they can't leave 30 feet of me. So, like, you guys could stand 35 feet away from me and just pop shots at them, and they can't willingly leave that 30-foot radius. So they are, defenseless at that point. And on top of that, it pulls their attention. So, they can attack another person, but they should be focusing the majority of their attacks on me.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's nice because it allows me to create a lot of crowd control. Especially, I build very high AC characters. I don't like my characters getting touched. Like, I don't think I've ever had a character with under 18 or 19 on AC. Because I just don't. I like to make everybody else's jobs a lot harder. Because like Arrow's like, oh, I'll use pack tactics on all my animals, and I'm like, cool. So you'll be able to hit me, and you'll murder everybody else. Now you're the monster. You know? So it makes it difficult for me. But yeah, I use that most of the time because I can be versatile. I can help the party. But I also do still have, you know, a fairly good DPS that I can put out with that. But if I was just trying to purely be a DPS monster, I would do the Oath of Vengeance, because that one gets, like, all the damage. I can't even remember all the things that it gets, but it can attack. It gets, like, bonus action attacks. If it attacks as a reaction, it can again without taking, or no, if it attacks as a now what is that when a character moves away from you? You can smack him one time.
Attack of opportunity.
Attack of opportunity, right? So if they hit an attack of opportunity, then they also get to move 10 feet without taking an attack of opportunity, or like half of their movement speed. We lost Jake.
Yeah, I think I'll be back. We can keep going.
But yeah, so you get to keep moving, or so you can move and put yourself into position. So as that thing tries to escape or reposition itself, you know, around you, maybe for like a more advantageous position or to gain half cover or something, you then get to follow it. And we lost Ben.
Oh no.
Oh,
We can start whenever. I'm just gonna have a
What was I saying?
Vengeance
So
Paladin.
the opportunity attack. Yeah. So, with the opportunity attack thing, so like, if I make an opportunity attack against a monster, I can then chase it for like 15 feet or half my movement speed or something. Yeah, half your movement speed. So, I can chase things even on their turn, which is terrifying. You get a Soul of Vengeance, which gives you, you can make a vow. What is it? You can use your reaction to make a weapon attack against creatures within range. So, you speak your vow of enmity, give greater power over your foe. When a creature under the effect of your vow of enmity makes an attack, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against them. So I can hit you when you try and run and chase you. I can hit you when you try and hit me. I can hit you for my normal turn, you know. And then I can still stack smites on top of smites. It's just crazy the amount of damage. And then, like at 20th level, you sprout wings, and then you have your menacing aura in a 30-foot radius. And like they have disadvantage on attack rolls and stuff like that. They get frightened. I mean, it's a terrifying monster, the Vengeance Paladin. But the problem is that a Vengeance Paladin isn't very. It's not very party centric. You're like, oh, you're like a one man, or you can't heal. You're at that point, you're no longer a paladin. I mean, because you can still burn your spell slots for healing, but you don't have anything outside of those spell slots. And with how often you're going to be attacking, you're going to be throwing out smites left and right. So you're going to burn through those spell slots pretty quickly. There is a class of Tiefling that gets a smiting option, like as a class feature, that you can stack with your regular Divine Smite. So, just know if you guys ever see me play like a Tiefling Vengeance Paladin, I'm not there to help you guys, I'm just there to hurt other things. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I'm surprised you never like dove into like Oathbreaker type shit.
Well, my very first Paladin, with other John, that was going to be an Oathbreaker, but I made it a Vengeance Paladin. Because the Oathbreaker, like it requires you to obviously break your oath. So the whole idea is like I will play an Oathbreaker Paladin when it makes sense in the story for my Paladin to break his oath. Because we always start at like level 1 or 2 were always very low level.
Yeah.
So like, I try and write my characters in a way that they don't have like a long and extensive backstory, because it doesn't make sense in my mind for you to be like, yeah, I've spent the last 20 years of my life, traveling the sea and fighting the toughest monsters, and I am level 1 now. So, you know what I mean?
That's the one thing about just D&D in general when it comes to classes, is like when you have these backstories where, I'm a soldier from war, and I spent 10 years in the war, and I'm a level 1 fighter. Like,
But at least you're not a commoner anymore.
true,
Right.
but you should be. I mean, I guess if you think about it, all the skills and things that you earn as a level 1 fighter is what you've taken from those 10 years.
Yeah.
And leveled up from being a commoner or a farmer or whatever. But at the same time, with how fast you level up in like a year-long campaign that in the fantasy world only lasts like 3 months,
Yeah.
shouldn't you have done 10 years in war be quite a few levels higher?
Yeah, I think it just.
That's one of the ways I look at it.
I think it just really depends on how you want to structure the campaign. Yeah, if you're coming in at level 1, you shouldn't have this extravagant backstory of multiple years and stuff like that. If you're coming in at like level 5 or anything like that, you can get a lot more detailed because there's more life experience in there, one way or the other.
Well, that's why I started you guys off all at level. Well, you're starting off at level 3. Zero session was level 2s because I wanted you to be at level 3 for your archetypes and everything. But like Aaron's character is a paladin, and he spent his first 2 levels as a paladin in training. He's learning how to become a stronger paladin, and now he'll be at level 3. Ben, your character is a druid. You've been raised by druid gnomes. You would think at this point you would have a few levels in druid. So
I am interested to see Aaron's paladin character unfold, because I mean he's going to be doing an Oathbreaker paladin, or at least that's what he said. He said he was going to do the Oathbreaker, which in and of itself is just kind of difficult to convey that like I was once a holy man and now I'm not. But I think that paladins are honestly one of what I think is one of the trickiest types to roleplay, because it's a very fine line between, like you either come across as like, oh, you're trying to be, the party face hero of the group, one-man army, or you're trying to be a crazy religious zealot, and it's like there's a lot of a dichotomy there to kind of straddle. Like I think I did Stake pretty well, where like every opportunity he had to try and recruit someone, but like that wasn't all he ever talked about.
Yeah.
Stake,
I think that's why I haven't even really tried playing a paladin yet. I'm just like, that sounds like a lot of work. Being lawful, anything, just sounds like it's really restricting.
We were talking the other day about writing up a potential like an evil alliance campaign where we all play evil characters. I think AJ, you're talking about making it so we start off as good and then get fucked up and get all our alignments get flopped.
Betrayed!
So imagine doing a paladin and then becoming an anti-paladin.
Right. Well, you would essentially become. You could either, chase down the Oathbreaker version of a paladin, but I think one of the tricky things about Oathbreakers is like it's kind of implied that they're trying to get back on the good and narrow, whereas like, if it's a campaign where we're going to be playing evil characters, like there's no trying to get back on the good and narrow. You're a bad guy, and if you try to become a good guy while everyone else is still being a bad guy, like you're just going to get killed. Like,
yeah.
You have the role of a new character. But you could also chase down like an Eldritch Knight sort of feel to it. Maybe we take a couple classes or a couple classes. Take a couple levels in Warlock. Get yourself a deity, some false life, and then just become sort of like this this lich-like knight, and then a quick switch over is like Oathbreaker already does. So you would still be running the Oathbreaker, but you would also have a deity. You would get warlock spells, cantrips, and Oathbreakers, if I'm not mistaken, already do necrotic damage. And I think that there are some bonuses when it comes to necrotic damage that you can get with evocations with warlocks. You can make a really fun character out of that. Whereas, like, if you tried to chase down the Oathbreaker purely on the evil standpoint, like, I think it would be
and that's a difference with Aaron's character, is he's not following the traditional, I made an oath to a good deity or king or queen and broke it and now I'm evil. It's more like I made an oath to someone who is actually bad and now I realize how bad they are and I've broken that oath because I don't want to be bad. And
right.
It's gonna be interesting. I have a page pulled up here. It's dndwiki.com, and it's pretty much, I think it's got all of your basic 5e like classes and races and archetypes and stuff, but it also has homebrew stuff, people that have submitted their own versions, like Oath for Paladin. There's a good chunk here, probably about 50 or 60 different ones. Oath of Aid, Oath of Brawn, Oath of Celibacy, let's see, Oath of the Dragon Lord, Oath of Dragon Gods, Oath of the Dragon. There's a variant of Oath of the Crown. Oath of, oh my gosh, there's the Oath of the Jedi / Sith. Like,
well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, Jedis are very, very much better.
Oh, you were just saying you could do a paladin that makes a deal with a warlock. There's Oath of the Lich Servant.
That would be perfect.
And
Yeah.
AJ's eyes expand.
Well, I was like that makes sense.
So you would,
the Lich could literally be your warlock.
yeah, that's essentially what it is. It's in the age, I'm not even trying to pronounce that word. Lich servants were common. They were the ones who turned to liches to protect and guide them in return for the paladin's fealty. It is recommended that only evil-aligned characters should use this oath alongside the Oathbreaker Paladin option from Dungeon Master's Guide. See? More people have thought like you, AJ. They understand where you were going.
Well, I saw one homebrew oath that I thought was really cool. I was gonna try in Aaron's campaign. It's called Oath of the Wayfarer, and it's literally just you're a paladin pirate. Like, that's it. And I was like, that would be so perfect for that character, because I arbitrarily decided in session 1 that he was gonna have a pirate, like accent. Is that an accent? Is that a mannerism?
So
he talk like pirate.
I just found Oath of the Witchedin, or Oath of the Witch. And who do we have in this campaign who has sworn his fealty to his princess, who just happens to be a witch?
I can play all paladins in every campaign.
I mean, he technically is a supporting NPC, but
Can you imagine? Like, giving him lay on hands, right? But, like, as a bonus action, I could just throw him at somebody to heal them up
let's see.
for whatever his lay on hands
The
point.
tenants protect nature. The inhabitants of the world are careless, corrupting, and destroying nature they see fit. I will protect nature from any and all threats. That goes with a frog. No mercy. If someone has done great evil, they must pay. I will bring the punishment and force them to pay for what they have done. Sacrifice for the greater good. I must uphold goodness and protect nature. If a few humanoids have to die along the way, so be it. It's guidance of the spirits. Yeah, it really is. And then the spells that you'd get: inflict wounds, charm person, suggestion, darkness, animate dead, gaseous form. Ooh, gaseous form. That's a good one. Blight, polymorph, dream, and raise dead.
He gets polymorph?
At level 13.
We could polymorph him into a regular person.
I will say,
Fight with us.
especially because he is small, he is only level 1 right now. He's not going to be as high as level as everybody else to start off with. But
I wasn't even thinking that he would have levels. I just thought he would mostly.
oh yeah, he's a full.
Maybe give
Like
him
I got a.
couple of supporting spells.
I made a full character sheet for him, so he's a full character. He's not just an NPC. So, so as long as he doesn't get killed off, you should be good.
Because I was thinking about that. Oh, he's definitely not going to kill me. That definitely won't happen because I will literally just kill myself.
He does.
Like, Christina's cool, but I love this frog. I love this guy.
This is unrelated, but whoever made Oath of Celibacy is the funniest person I've ever seen of all.
Yeah, what is the Oath of Celibacy?
Well, at 20th level, you get Avatar of the Virgin, and you can
Just
fully
enough,
channel.
doesn't it?
Oh my
It says
god.
you can fully channel the innate power of your virginity, which gives you the Shield of Consent. It's a pretty
Shield of consent.
it's a pretty good
Now here's my question, right? Because you can take a vow of celibacy and not be a virgin. You just like I could take a vow of celibacy right now and just stop hanging out with my wife, and like it solves all those problems. But like, then I can't get the fucking virgin thing.
Well, you would just have
It
to
has to be a
include
whole
in your
different
backstory that you've never done the dirty. So.
There you go.
Right, but I also don't want my character to be a fucking nerd.
Starting at Shield of Consent.
Just kinetic.
Shield of Consent. Starting at 15th level, you have the ability to protect others from being violated. As an action, you may target a number of creatures equal to your Charisma modifier, protecting them for as long as you can maintain concentration or until they make an attack. The creature is protected whenever it is targeted by an attack or harmful spell. The attacker must first make a wisdom saving throw. If they fail, the attacker must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. The protected creature also has advantage on any dice throws to counteract the enchantment or illusion spells. And then when you get Avatar of the Virgin, you can use it an unlimited amount of time and you don't have to concentrate. So you can pick someone and they're always protected no matter what.
Hell yeah. My favorite, besides Avatar of the Virgin or whatever, my favorite thing comes at third level. It says you may restore or transition a creature's genitals. This effect becomes permanent if you cast it every day for 1 year.
That would have been great for your character from the maze.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that all.
Cagefer.
That played out pretty well. 'Cause, like, literally, he turned into a girl, and then him and my turtle were best buddies, and then I died, and then he was just sad all the time. So I was like, well, maybe just behind the scenes they kind of had a little chemistry brewing, and that's why she's just sad all the time now.
That druid
Like-
blood, man.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, even regardless of sexual orientation, if you're all about nature and then a 6 foot tall turtle, who was very rugged, I will say, he's a handsome turtle. I don't know what if he had a shiny beak, I don't know what a turtle's indications are of attractiveness, but he was definitely a better looking one.
Yeah.
He comes in, you're just like, alright, sploosh,
Aaron and John, you go check out that room. We'll check out the room for a little bit.
Just pull the old Scooby-Doo trick. Yeah, Shag, Scoob, you go over there. I'm gonna take the women into the other room. We'll catch up when you guys scream. Don't worry.
There's also an Oath of the Fae.
It'd be fun.
Low-key, I am happy that I don't have... no, I don't have... I do have Paladin. Never mind, I forgot Aaron's playing Paladin. I was gonna say, low-key, I'm happy there's no Paladins. I forgot we do have a Paladin. That sucks. Oh well.
It's alright.
It's okay.
When he said that he was playing Paladin, I was like, in my mind, it was like that JoJo meme where you're just like, are you approaching me? You know what I mean?
I really want to look at Oath of the Jedi and Sith. So this is if you were essentially trying to do a Star Wars, like a Pathfinder has, was it Starfinder? Something like that? A whole space world that they use.
I think there's a 5e one too.
Is it real?
I can't.
There's a lot of 5e, like second, third, fourth company production and stuff that use 5e basic rules and everything, classes and such.
I remember because I was trying to get. I remember looking into it because I was trying to get a buddy of mine who's a huge Star Wars nerd to play D&D, but like his own toxic masculinity will not let him play a nerd game. It's the same reason he won't watch anime and also won't wear matching dresses with me. He's just, I'm too manly for that. Whatever, dude.
Wait.
You said last time we didn't record faces when we played the last session. You said you were wearing a dress. So if we record faces next time and you don't show up in a dress,
Totally a lie. That was absolutely a lie. I will not just start wearing a dress to the recording.
How committed are you? We need you in this dress.
I'm not that committed. Mostly because I don't have any dresses that fit my frame really well.
go to
You got time.
you
Go to
do.
Goodwill.
You got time. You got a couple
Goodwill.
weeks. Go to Goodwill and find like a witch Halloween costume and just wear it.
And a wig! And a wig!
And you can wear the
got
hat.
I don't need a wig, alright?
No balls.
This is a very trendy haircut for lesbians.
No balls. Nope. Manchester.
Manchester? What?
You've never heard that? Am I the only one? Jake, I know you know that.
No.
You don't?
No.
Oh, well.
No, that sounds far too sophisticated for my retarded
That's like
ass.
it's like saying like
Making
I
stuff
dare
up.
you. I swear I'm not making this up. This is
No balls. I completely
No balls,
understood
yeah.
I get no balls.
that.
Oh, now I'm gonna have to look this up because it was like a whole thing.
Never heard of that.
I think
That's where I find out that somebody's just been gaslighting Madison for like the last 5 years.
no, it was like a huge thing where like if you didn't do it, you got punched in the balls or some shit like that.
But what is it, Manchester? Like what?
I don't
How would that
remember.
correlate? Because like no balls, that's pretty universal. Like regardless.
I think it was
look at a man
something
saying that you go, no balls. Like,
Urban Dictionary. All right, here we go. Manchester, when you say you're going to do something and someone Manchesters you, you have to do it or get kicked in the nuts. I'm gonna take a shit in your gloves, Manchester. And then
That's a terrible example.
Yeah.
Who brings that up? Who starts a conversation? Be like, hey man, I'm gonna shit in your gloves.
Ben.
So on the topic of Paladin, I actually, because of the campaigns I'm in on D&D Beyond, I have access to Tasha's Cauldron and everything, and I was looking through it, and I'm like, oh, golf.
I'm so tempted to buy that.
The new stuff is interesting, to say the least, just for a Paladin. This is the first class I've looked at.
Who's got squeaky toys?
I thought that was in
What
my
am I
house.
No,
But I'm
I'm
looking
looking around. I don't see him with anything, but he's back here. Oh, he's got his big new ball. Give me that. No.
I'm offended
You're gonna
that
bring
we
it
can't
closer
see
now?
your puppies right now.
Right.
My puppy. I don't have one.
Every computer in
Give
the
it a-
world has a camera. That's
Negative.
standard.
Not
Not
PCs.
What do you got like a fucking a 1990s Vista? Like, what-
No, I got a desktop. I don't know a single desktop that has a webcam just attached to it.
Yeah, I had to
PC
buy a webcam. Or my husband
Yeah.
bought me one. But
It's the
I
same
already
thing.
had a webcam back in my 4 days. It's actually a pretty good cam.
Handy cam, you could call it.
Yeah. 1080p. I don't know if it's actually putting out that. That was back in like 2010, 12, 2000. About 2012 or 2013. I got this camera. It was HD at the time. I mean,
Well, now everything's 4K. Better catch up.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure my camera is 4K.
I'm not gonna go buy a 4K camera. Can we even stream in 4K? Do we have that ability? I don't think we can.
Well, we're not technically
Pay for too
streaming.
much camera.
We're recording.
You know? It's like those guys that like they slap big old turbos inside their little, you know, Miatas or whatever, and then do nothing else.
They don't even do that. They put on the muffler.
Yeah.
Just put on the ridiculous muffler, and it does nothing performance-wise, and they sound stupid going the same speed.
It's well, that's the thing. Those mufflers can actually sound really good if you have performance parts in the engine, because it changes the whole sound. So if you have a turbo and you put one of those mufflers on it, it changes the sound and it comes out a lot cooler. So that's why it's like we just call it a fart can if you don't have that, because the extra exhaust that feeds through the turbo, it actually changes your back pressure, which is what changes the sound on the can and makes it like a nice smooth rumble. But if you don't have that lack in back pressure that the turbo provides, and it's just full exhaust pushing out, it just sounds like you're farting in the can.
Yeah.
Okay, well we're gonna not talk about cars anymore, because that's not what we're here for. Especially because I'm sitting here like,
oh, you know what? Paladins have a spell called Find Steed, and you can make it like any sort of thing. So I thought, like, in my mind, what if I just had like an artificer make me a motorcycle for my Find Steed spell, and then I just roll up on a fucking motorcycle all the time.
Magic motorcycle.
Exactly. Especially if I do a Vengeance Paladin, we get the big flaming bone wings at level 20.
You're Ghost Rider. It's that simple.
yeah,
Exactly. Ghost Rider, very much a paladin. He gets his powers from the oath that he made with the devil.
And he's
Ghost Rider.
doing the Lord's work, one way or the other.
Yeah. I feel like most superheroes are paladins.
I'd say Batman's an artificer, whatever it is.
Iron Man for sure.
Batman's a rogue with some levels and some other stuff.
Yeah, in Paladin.
Punisher's definitely a
Batman
barbarian.
doesn't have powers though. You can't have Batman be a paladin. He hasn't got any magic at any time.
Look, he didn't go very far in his multi-class, but he's still there. All right.
Right, he's got like first level in Paladin.
He's got that divine sense.
Second or third level. You get the oath at I think it's third level.
Yeah,
second
third.
level.
Third level's your own.
Third level you get the oath. Second level is when you get your spells. First level paladins are just fighters.
Second level, you're getting your fighting style, I think.
Yeah, you get your fighting style, but you don't have any spell slots. First level paladin.
Yeah, he's a second level paladin who multi-class into about 6 other classes.
No, he's a first level paladin. So he's got paladin in there, he just doesn't have any spells.
He's got a fighting style.
Yeah, but he could have got that from all the levels he put into fighter.
He's got monk.
Barbarians get a fighting style?
He's got monk and rogue.
Just
firstly.
smacking shit really hard. That's all they're good at.
I wouldn't say that he's a fighter. I would say monk, because he doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, he does use weapons, but he uses like finesse type weapons in hand-to-hand combat.
Dick
His
Grayson's
fist.
definitely a fighter.
Yeah.
Dick Grayson's a fighter because he can dual wield his weapon.
Yeah, I would say Batman has rogue, monk. I guess we could give him a level paladin. I still don't see it.
You're like, I guess we can give him one.
And I would think
There's
a little bit of bard
hold
too,
on.
because he's got that charisma when he's not in the suit. Got that money.
There is a I just typed in Batman Paladin. Came up with the Oath of Shadows Paladin. No, there is a character, a Batman character. I think like the Dark Knight is what his name is, but it's basically imagine Batman, but like he's okay with killing people and he has a flaming sword, and he looks like he's wearing like medieval Templar armor Batman. Like it's dope, and I can't think of the name of the character. I'm gonna text my nerd friend. I'll get back to us on that in a second.
Aren't we the nerd friends?
Yeah, I was gonna say which one of us.
Different type.
Who you
Different
texting?
type of nerd friend.
I call y'all my nerds. When I say, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go play Among Us with my nerds tonight. People are like, what? I'm like, don't worry about it.
I'm a nerd.
You use the N-word on us.
Hey.
I am a weeb. Alright? I watch way more anime than any other nerd shit.
And that's why there's a Weep channel in the Discord for you all to go in the corner.
I'm genuinely upset. Your buddy Captain D made me watch that, and then I was like, hey, I finished it, and I'm not happy. He's not responded to me. I feel like I'm being left on red. Like, bro, you sent me down this path.
He might have.
Be here to pick up the broken pieces.
He might have.
Don't make excuses.
Oh, he might have turned the notifications for the Discord off because he doesn't. A lot of stuff we talk about doesn't pertain to him. So try adding him.
No,
in
he
it.
just wanted to use me. He wanted to hurt me. That's all it was.
Oh no, because you put it in his chat, in his Discord, right?
Yeah, in his chat, not ours.
Yeah.
I put it in his. I went to his house. I rang his doorbell. You know what I mean? I left a note in his locker, and he ain't responded to me.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
That was his choice.
I finally watched Supernatural, and yeah, that was a whole lot of episode for me.
Yeah, it was a lot in one episode, which was crazy.
Yeah.
Tonight, so tomorrow night, y'all let me know what time. Watch
Oh
party.
yeah.
I
Okay.
think it's playing tonight.
Yeah.
It just.
Hey, it'll probably be later.
That's fine.
I don't know if you watched Supernatural, Jake, but
I watched all of it. I haven't seen the new stuff though.
you better.
Yeah, you gotta
I'm
watch
not-
Watch Party for the-
I'm not as emotionally involved as the rest of you, so it's okay.
So
Can you
emotional.
get caught up in the next 12 hours?
Where do I need to get? Where would I even get caught up on?
Well, he wouldn't even be able to do that because they just took off the first episode since the series because it's every 5 episodes. The last one just expired. So you'll just have to wait till that releases on Netflix.
That's fine.
Unless you pirate it from somewhere else.
Azrael, by the way. Azrael's the name of the guy from Batman.
Oh, isn't he like the Templar dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He's like Batman if he was a Templar Paladin.
The only reason I know that is
Azrael with murders.
one of the Arkham games.
Oh.
But
Maybe we'll do a whole episode where we talk about DC heroes and what their classes would be.
That's actually not a bad idea.
We could do it.
And then we could do one for Marvel. Because I like both. So. Ideas.
That would be a good idea. That would.
I will add it to
That's
the
something A
wheel.
lot of people are probably going.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
To the wheel.
I think
All right.
AJ,
More Paladin-related topics.
I think if you do come up with your little fun, crazy campaign thing, I'll just for you, I'll play a paladin for my first time.
I think you should all play Paladin.
The whole
Have a
party
whole
full of
Paladin.
I mean,
And just
we
all
could color group the
different
A-pen.
you realize that you could throw out like
Well, no.
really strong monsters at us if we were all paladins.
and we all have a
Right.
different house.
But imagine your monster being hit by 5 smites in a row.
Oh my god.
More than that, I mean, there would be. If Aaron was a part of the campaign, then that would be 5 of you guys. because TJ would, so you 3, TJ, Aaron. So that's 5, and each of you can smite twice per attack, so that's 10 smites plus the normal attacks. I mean, I feel like you guys could delete a fucking Jurassic in one turn.
I don't know about
You
one
know,
turn,
like-
but quite a few.
Well, what is a Jurassic's health pool?
I don't know. So, Ben, are you caught up on NADPOD?
Yeah.
So, the end of... not to give too many spoilers, if anybody listening watches or listens to NADPOD, Not Another D&D Podcast, and you haven't finished season 1, mute your mics, your whatever your stuff, don't listen, because it's spoiler alert. But they battle a Tarrasque towards the end of the campaign. And it took armies, plus the party, and friends of the party to take it down. Because it's got a really high AC, and then I think it doesn't take regular damage. It can only take magical damage, and a few other things as well. Like, I think it might only be able to take radiant damage, if I'm remembering correctly.
Oh, please.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Well,
it
look
has
it
an
up
armor class
currently.
of 25,
Mm-hmm.
676 health points.
I think that's the average. It's 33 D20 plus 330.
Yeah.
It's
So
ridiculous to go to fighting a Jurassic.
Okay, so you guys would have to do 2
Well, no. So,
well, let's say max thing charisma modifier.
Well, it depends. What
is
level are we at?
4, so that'd be 12.
What level are we at?
Let's just assume base, like base level 1 spells. So not, saying you're gonna throw out like a level 4 smite. So you can do max of 12 plus. What is the damage for a longsword? It's 8 is the maximum damage you can put out with a longsword, and you would have a plus 6 to hit. Plus your charisma modifier twice over would be, if it's a plus 4, so that's plus another 8. So you could theoretically, at level 5, when you start attacking twice as a paladin, you could theoretically put out 100 points of damage in a single turn. That's maxing out every single roll.
Yeah.
But that's hitting both 2 6s, 2 8s, the 8 from your weapon, the charisma modifiers, everything like that. That's 50 points. Then you attack twice, so you do it twice. That's pretty much blowing all the spell slots you'll ever have as a paladin.
That's not
But
even
you can
counting
do, right?
critting either, right?
Right, if you did crit, which obviously with the Tarrasque armor class 25,
You'd almost
have
need to crit. Yeah.
Right, because your weapon would average plus 5 or plus 6, so you would have to crit to hit it. So, I guess that would double your damage over, so 200 damage per turn.
Yeah.
Theoretically, yeah, you could delete a Tarrasque in 1 turn.
yeah, but if you could even hit it,
That's if everybody just crits on everything throughout the whole process.
So what you're saying is get
You can
weighted
do-
dice.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is, so you could do, by those numbers, you could do roughly like 1,000 damage in a single turn as a team. Jurassic only has like 680 health points. So you don't have to crit all your damage dice. You just have to crit all your hits.
That's it.
And you wouldn't be able to hit him if you weren't hitting 20s anyways.
You know what
So
we
just,
should
Take
do?
lucky as a feat. Get
Here's
weighted dice.
here's an idea, and I'll even run this just because I think it would be fun. We do mini sessions every now and then where everybody plays a class. And we'll do everyone will be a level 5 paladin, or everyone will be a level 5 druid or whatever. And I pick a high CR level monster, like in the 20s, and you get put in an arena and you hash it out and see how long it takes either for you to get
Make it
TPK'd or take out the monster.
Ooh, we could even do the same CR monster for each class, and then like tier it
Compare.
upwards. So start with something
Hey,
like
yeah.
a beholder, right? And then if you lose to the beholder, you're knocked out. Next round, monsters, Tarask. Only the people that beat the beholder can go up to the Tarask. It could almost just purely be a campaign of fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a gladiator style. And then, we'll end off with, like a greater dragon of some sort. Like a gold dragon, and then when you beat that, then we just pit the parties against each other.
Well, I wouldn't even
Find out
do
who
that.
truly is the strongest.
I think it would be cool to like. So I'll look at the monster list and I'll start at CR20 and go through all those CR20. Like this is something that we could do like once or twice a month and post the videos. And then everyone will pre-make a character.
You're going full robot Madison.
Yeah.
And just like that, she's frozen. Boys.
I'm not frozen. I'm not frozen. I'm
Maybe
still
not.
here. Can you hear me now?
Holy robot.
Yeah, you're very robot for me too.
Yeah.
Madison is just a computer program. I always suspected it. You know what I mean? What is this? Smite. Searing Smite, Divine Smite combo.
You need
We're right
an
back.
army of 20 paladins to fight this thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Alright.
An elite team of 5 well-oiled level 20 paladins could definitely take down Cthulhu.
We need Paladin Team 6 to go take on Cthulhu.
Exactly. Cthulhu. It's just Cthulhu, but instead of a tentacle face, he has the face of Cuckoo from Legend of Zelda. And when you hit him enough times, a whole group of Cthulhus come attacking you.
Oh no.
Oh, classic.
What is the most annoying Legend of Zelda monster? Because if it's not the chicken, you're wrong.
The chicken is a knife. Well, I'll get mad because, like, I'll be Link's a paladin, by the way. Can we just agree on that? He's a paladin, for sure. What other class would he be? What else would he be?
I don't
Who
know.
else is out there, sword and board, multiple different sets of armor for different situations?
A
With
fighter.
all them magic spells.
As
With
a
all them magic spells.
He's an Eldritch Knight.
and he's a
not
bard.
bad guy.
Bro,
He
tell
could,
me
yeah, we could say he has some bard levels for sure. He
only
spits
a
on
bard
that
can play the Song of Storms.
Well, a lot of his stuff he plays musical instruments.
Does he really?
And in
Doesn't
the, in
mean
the Wind Waker, he's a conductor.
Mean he's
Oh, yeah.
magical.
What is it? Majora's Mask, like every iteration of him is a different instrument.
Yeah.
Start his own band.
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely a paladin. He literally, his whole thing is that he smites evil with his blade. What is more paladin than that?
I mean, that's every single class, though. Every single class with any melee fighting skill at all.
Specifically smites evil with their divine power?
Maybe not smites, but you know.
Right! That's what I'm saying. He's paladin. Definitely paladin. All day. Little bard, too. Bard paladin.
You know what? That's
Which is
fine.
smart. They use the same charisma modifier for
As
everything.
long as you give me the bard, he can be a paladin.
Oh, he definitely has to have the bard, dude. You don't play Ocarina that good without being a little bard.
I don't know if an ocarina is a real instrument, but I'm
It
gonna
is.
find out. Is it
It
really?
is absolutely a real instrument.
Bro,
They
instead of
sound-
playing the stupid ass recorder in first grade, I should have played the ocarina.
Right. Like, nobody talks about ocarinas. They're such cool instruments.
Bro, and I could have made my own. That would have been a life skill.
I was gonna buy one. I've seen videos on YouTube dudes make ocarinas out of potatoes. Can't even be that hard to make.
I mean, it's probably just like a hole drilled down the middle with a couple finger holes drilled.
I mean, that's how most wood instruments, like wind instruments, are. Just kind of put holes in it.
I guess, but
But if you don't get it from a princess while she's being kidnapped, you can't do divine smites later. So it's all, you know what I what I mean? Relative. You could make a potato ocarina, but then you gotta give it to a princess. She's gotta get kidnapped by a weird, balding, middle-aged man. She's gotta throw it to you. You gotta fish it out of a lake. Then she's gotta come back cross-dressing as somebody else, and you've gotta try and ignore the feelings that you have for the cross-dressed version of her afterwards when everything's worked out.
Hmm?
And that's all the things you like. All those have to go together, and when you do all that, you can throw in a divine smite. You know what I mean? That's why most paladins just take an oath, but he's a mute, so he can't really take an oath if he can't talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta tell someone about your oath.
Yeah.
So you have to do things the hard way.
Is Ganondorf king of the Simps? I don't know. That's a question.
I would say the opposite, because Ganondorf is the only male in an army of female badass warriors. So, I don't think he simps for nobody.
I'm gonna put that on my resume.
People simp for... I don't simp for nobody. I simp for paladins.
Something paladin. Yeah.
If there's a real-life paladin, I would subscribe to their OnlyFans page.
Just as a whole, just every single paladin. You're in on it.
Yeah. Every single... Well, I wouldn't imagine that very many paladins would have an OnlyFans page. Or they would all have one, and it would just be wholesome content. No pornography, no nudity, just like them taking their golden retriever. Because you know a paladin has a golden retriever.
It's a very paladin dog.
It's absolutely a paladin. Golden retrievers are the paladins of dogs. Like, all there is to it.
Well, you definitely won't see a lot of Oath of the Celibate on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Or exclusively. You know?
Yeah, I mean, they can't...
It's like that dude that would make... There's a meme going around with like a guy who apparently posted a bunch of videos to Pornhub, and it's just him doing like normal shit.
Oh yeah,
it's like him
it's like, oh, we're actually
taking you
playing
home at the end of the party
Yeah.
and tucking you into bed.
Yes, I remember that. It was so ridiculous.
Like Gardner does lawn work and goes home.
Yeah. Plumber you hired, fix your pipes, gets paid and leaves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A hero we needed.
Alright, well, we have hit an hour.
Oh shit.
So.
One final note: that guy stopped making those videos for Pornhub at the beginning of 2020, or at least I stopped hearing about him at the beginning of 2020.
Maybe that's the reason. Yeah, I was gonna
What
say
happened after he left?
Domino effect.
all the wholesomeness left the internet, and it just crumbled from there.
We need a good honest paladin. I think we should go slightly over 20, but I don't know what else it talks about other than golden retrievers being paladins.
What's your favorite paladin class? What are your final thoughts?
My favorite paladin class?
Or Oath.
Oath.
Archetype.
Yeah, favorite Oath. Oath is a grum. I can just do all the things that I want to do, and I can be a badass. Favorite class class. No, not class. Character.
Race.
Race. Favorite race for a paladin? Definitely dragon.
I should have seen that
I like
coming.
dragonborn storms. I just like being big scaly boys. It's got nothing to do with paladins. I got a very specific kink, and it's big old scaly boys in heavy armor.
See that.
That being said, I think the two best races, like if you were going to play a paladin, would be either that tiefling I mentioned before, if you were going to be doing the Vengeance Oath, and Aasimar if you're going to be doing Oath of the Crown, or any of the other oaths, because Aasimars have like a lay on hands-ish ability in and of itself. And so
And their racial is pretty good, whether you're going to do...
Yeah. Well, right. They already have Aasimars they already have a flying speed, right? Like right off the.
I think when you activate it, if you're doing the light Aasimar.
Right. So you've got that. So you've already got a racial feat that gives you lay on hands like abilities, and then through your oath you get like a mass healing word style ability as a part of your channel divinity, which what else would you use it for? Great for crowd control, heavy damage output. You can fly, you know, like you can I think an Aasimar, Oath of the Crown Paladin, probably like the strongest option you've got for Paladins. And then you put a big old set of plate armor, a shield, a sword. You're good to go. Untouchable, unstoppable, party carrying machine.
AJ, if you don't make a character who is Oath of the Celibate and just swap everyone's gender right off the bat, I don't know if we're truly friends.
I mean, I absolutely will. Like, next time we have a campaign where we can do a homebrew thing, I might try it out. I definitely, if you remind me, I'll definitely give it a shot.
It seems like the worst story character, but it'll be funny to me.
Well, what could be great too is like if the DM is in on it, like every time we go somewheres, just all of the female characters just constantly trying to hit on my dude. Like I feel like a part of the Oath of Celibacy is your aura, like the aura you get at level 7 should just be like an instant charm person, just mass swagger. You walk into a room, everybody's eyes are on you. They want to know what's underneath them. Them steely jeans, you know? Platey boys. They want to get in. They don't care. They don't care that it takes 15 minutes to doff your armor. Whatever it is.
Yeah, so for the Protector,
They'll wait.
with that Radiant Soul.
Man. Is that the lay on hands-ish ability? Radiant Soul?
No, that is, you transform, it lasts for 1 minute, or until you end it as a bonus action. During it, you have a flying speed of 30 feet, and once on each of your turns, you can deal extra radiant damage to one target when you deal damage to it with an attacker spell.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So, you can put a smite on your smite that you're smiting.
Yep, as you're flying around for a minute.
As you're flying around.
Mm-hmm.
God, imagine just the role-playing scenario
Mm-hmm.
in which, like, you get into a random bar fight with a guy, and, like, he pulls out his sword, things escalate, it turns into a full fight, and then you just, like, pick up a stick off the ground, and you're like, I will kill you with this stick. And then you just boop him on the head, but drop 3 smites into that stick, delete them, oh my god. Be a real anime moment, is what you have there.
Right.
Alright.
That's weird, though. It doesn't specify what the extra damage is. Oh, the extra radiant damage equals your level. Hey, I found it.
And, like, straight up just 1-to-1 with your level?
Yeah.
Because that could be sick to just be able to turn on an extra 20 at level 20.
Mm-hmm. Just flat. You don't roll it, nothing.
No, just flat 20.
And it's-
I hit you, you take an extra 20 damage.
And it's once on each of your turns, so this is a minute long. Is what, 10 rounds? You can do an extra 100 damage over 10 rounds at level 10.
That's
Just because.
do an extra 200 damage over 10 rounds. Just because you picked to play a dude. Cass,
Just
definitely a
because
paladin.
you are who you are.
Yeah. Put that out there. Cass is definitely a paladin. He actually might be like the perfect example of an Oathbreaker.
Yep,
You know?
I agree. Just not evil.
Hmm.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he broke his oath. Obviously, his oath was to
Except-
God and the angels.
Except the season of the
Lost power and
Leviathan.
his power back.
When he tried to take over and
He did-
become
he did.
God, he did go a little over that chaotic neutral.
Crazy, but right, but like it was for good reason.
Yeah.
I would say that it was still chaotic good because it was I'm gonna do the right thing by any means necessary, you know. So like the right thing to him was like we don't have a god, God won't come back. I gotta become God. I'm not gonna eat a bunch of people's souls to get tough. I'll eat all the bad ones, you know.
That's true.
Makes sense to me.
Hmm.
I can follow that line. Like,
Alright.
if you had to eat a person, you'd want it to be an evil person. Like you're gonna eat Hitler before you eat Mother Teresa.
I feel like evil people would taste worse.
Oh yeah, they're gonna
Facts.
taste worse, but like, you know what I mean? Like, one of the best tasting burgers in the world could be like, a burger made from ground Japanese Wagyu. I'm not gonna do that if I know that. Whatever.
No,
I'm not gonna eat that burger if I'm best friends with the cow it's coming from. I'm just gonna go buy some cheapo store ground beef, and then eat that and ride off the Japanese Wagyu cow because he's your friend. He's a good cow.
What if that cow looked at you and said, "I will make the best fucking burger you've ever had. Eat me."
I'm not gonna do it, dude. That's totally the reason I'm not going to, because he cares more about my enjoyment than he does his own life.
But what if it's his only? What if he conscientiously knows that's his only purpose in life, and to fulfill his purpose, you have to eat him?
Who said? Who told my cow that he couldn't dream bigger than being a sandwich? You know what I mean?
Hey, maybe that was just destiny.
I'll punch Destiny right in the mouth. You don't tell my cow what he can and can't do. That cow's a paladin, alright? He does what he wants.
No, you're forcing him to be an oathbreaker.
I'm not forcing him to be an oathbreaker. It's up to him. He can pick whatever oath he wants.
Yeah,
He doesn't have to. He's not oath of the sandwich. You know what I mean?
One more question, AJ.
Oath of loyalty.
Not eating this cow altered the timeline, which made the Wagyu cow the big bad evil guy of your personal life's campaign.
Then I'll get to it when I get. That's the thing. I'm not gonna eat the cow.
I'll cross that bridge when I fucking
If
get
the
to
cow
it.
becomes a bad guy, yeah, I'll burn the bridge when I get to it. If the cow becomes a bad guy,
Not
I'm not gonna eat the cow when he's Mother Teresa. I'm gonna wait till he becomes Hitler. Then I'm gonna eat that cow. I have no problem eating bad people. I'll eat a bad guy right now. But I'm not gonna eat a good person.
Not eating this cow.
How we
makes your life
transition from cows to cannibalism. Just very, very
I
simple.
like to think most animals that I eat were not good people. I've worked on a chicken farm. There are no chicken paladins. They stand for nothing. They just want to hurt you.
They stand for chaos, sir.
They're just animals. They're just animals. Like they're wild beasts.
What if not eating that cow makes our world like Planet of the Apes, but instead of apes, it's cows?
I'd argue that we'd be better off. I'd argue that a world full
I
of
don't know.
people, just all minotaurs. Also,
Yep. All right, we're back.
it's
Probably
the kind of stuff you can only say when it's paused.
probably safe to go on and close out because I don't know how stable my internet's going to be from here on out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Question for next time: who was the first guy brave enough to start crossbreeding with other D&D animals to make
Honestly,
centaurs, tabaxis, and half dragons?
it
There
really.
was someone. There was a guy out there. There was a bard,
Are you?
paladin.
Or was it just? Was it just some animals and some really messed up women? You can't always blame the men, all right?
I'm not
It
saying
happened.
that. Okay, what I'm saying is that I don't see a reality in which a full-blown dragon, giant dragon, that's like a Great Dane, sleeping with a Chihuahua. It's really only gonna work one way. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I mean, just think of it like the whole Zeus thing. He polymorphs into a normal-sized
How many
person.
dragons do you know that are polymorphed into clap cheeks? Probably zero.
I
I'd
mean,
imagine that
why
dragon cheeks are
wouldn't
way
they?
better than people cheeks.
No
Yeah,
way.
Dragons don't even like
but-
me.
They don't even like themselves. They don't like other dragons.
That's not true. Some dragons do. You know what?
Stop.
We will bring this up when we do the dragon recording.
Yes, please, because you guys keep freezing.
That'll
So,
The opening for the dragon one: do dragons clap cheeks? Yes or no?
And why?
And why?
all right.
Imagine.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh,
No,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I was just gonna close it out.
Okay, my last thing. Imagine a minotaur and a mermaid crossbred, and you just became a normal ass human.
You stole that
Yep,
from
that's
TikTok.
it.
You stole that from TikTok. I know exactly who you stole that from.
Damn it.
I forgot you're on TikTok too.
Oh yes, I'm on TikTok.
How else are you supposed to invite the Chinese government? We got Alexa letting the regular government in, and I had to let the Chinese government in.
And I mean, you got Google to let the corporations in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, dude. Everyone's welcome in my house.
All right.
Everybody.
Thanks everybody who came to watch us and listen to this chaos that is us. We will see you all next time.
Hey, Jay, do you want to do a heart?
Signing off, boys.
Bye.
You want to do a heart? Oh, shit.
Oh, we get to goat horns.
I don't. That's
No,
not
you
lining
guys-
up on my screen.
You gotta go the
Doing
other
it
way.
like nobody can see it.
Is that lining up on anybody else's screen?
I got nothing.